evening and welcome back to Late Night Love. Some nights the world feels like it's asking a little too much of us. The job that used to feel stable suddenly turns petty. The kids who used to cling to us now test every inch of our patience. The people we love, partners, friends, spouses, start drawing lines that we never expected to see. Tonight on Late Night Love, we are sitting with the moments that make you whisper, am I the unreasonable one? Or is everyone else losing their freaking minds? In life, we are stepping into the fluorescent lit world of workplace absurdity. The write-ups that come out of nowhere, the managers who show up contagious, the bosses who oink at pregnant women eating cheeseburgers. We're talking about favoritism, red flags, and the art of saying no without setting your whole career on fire or setting it on fire. Sometimes you don't care. The emotional labor that no one pays you for, but everyone expects you to perform. Is that the truth? But before we get into that, we want to let you know you can find us over here at latenightLove.us. You can send us your questions, comments, suggestions, etc. to love@latenightLove.us. You can go to the website, click on the form. You can find us on YouTube, Rumble, etc. All those favorite things.
Yeah.
All right. You can find us on the Live 365. Look up KUBU 965. I think they're still using that. All right. Let's see what else we've got. So what are we going to start with tonight?
Well, we're going to start out with this poor person got written up after almost working 2 years at his job by a new manager.
Okay, but
new manager, all of a sudden, it's not acceptable anymore.
Yeah, that can happen. But usually they tell you that before they write you up. Hey, things are changing. Because, new managers come in, they have different ways of doing things, and you as people either adjust or you move on like everybody else. Yeah. Sadly or not, it is the way it is. But, sometimes going straight to writing people up, it's not good management style.
No.
But it doesn't necessarily mean he cares. So there is that.
All right, so
new manager.
Yeah,
I just don't think it's fair. All of a sudden, the rules change.
Yeah, but life ain't fair. But also, here's the thing: how do you really care?
Do you really care?
I mean, that's always been my
yeah, but it's like a dysfunctional relationship. I'm judging you by standards I'm not telling you about.
Yes, I'm not denying that, right? But sometimes life like that, and you just kind of have to deal with it or move on. Maybe it's a sign it's time to move on. Who knows? Or maybe he settles into the job. Who knows? Whatever it is.
Okay.
Or maybe there's some criticism to take there rather than, the old guy used to accept it, but this guy doesn't want to have to deal with the consequences of looking over your shoulder or whatever it is. He doesn't think you should have to. You've been here for 2 years. You should I shouldn't have to babysit you anymore. That kind of thing. So maybe there is some introspection to have. Yeah, maybe you were sliding by, and now that's no longer acceptable. Maybe it shouldn't have been acceptable in the first place. Or he's being unreasonable, right? It could be any of those things. So, not much of an answer, but take a look before you completely blame the other side. Take an honest look at yourself. So, be my suggestion. All right, where are we at?
What's the dumbest rule you ever encountered at a job?
The dumbest rule?
Yeah. Oh my God, there's so many.
Yeah, there's a laundry list of dumb rules. So it's hard to pick a single dumb rule.
It really is. Let's see.
And I didn't pay any.
Well, when they ended smoking at the desk, that was just the stupidest rule ever.
Really? That's the one you're going to hang your head on? That's the one. There were some rules that were counterproductive, right? Like when I used to work in the hose shop, they'd want you to wear safety glasses. But of course, you're sweating. It's the middle of summer. The safety glasses fog up. You can't see what the very thing that the safety glasses are theoretically trying to protect you from. And you're like, so, okay, I've reduced the chances of getting a fleck of metal or rubber in my eye, but I've increased that chance of me sticking my freaking finger in the saw blade. So no, I'm not wearing the stupid glasses. Yeah.
No, that's stupid.
Well, it is.
I mean, in theory, you can see where
Yeah, it just doesn't.
but
Even if it's cold outside, it just
it fogs up.
the glasses
Yeah.
just don't work.
Yeah.
And because it just is distracting, it gets in the way. You can't see as well.
Mhm.
So anyway, now you could get prescriptions glasses, and a couple of guys did, but I didn't have to wear glasses at the time, so I could actually see. And I was like, get this stuff out of my face. I can't see as well. And I'm working, within an inch, sometimes less, of a diamond tip saw blade. I want to be able to see what the hell I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I still have all my fingers. So
those are our contestants for today.
Yeah, it's
what comes to mind.
I mean, there's the stupid petty ones, but I don't even remember them because once you're gone, what do you care?
Yeah.
You just don't carry them with you. Okay, what's next?
My wife's boss oinked at her for eating a cheeseburger. She is pregnant.
Well, that's rude.
I'd report him to HR.
Yeah, but HR is there to protect the company. I mean,
yeah, fine.
Yeah, I get it. You want to make it known that it's
not okay.
Yeah. I guess maybe the question is, was she like eating at her desk? Some bosses don't like you eating at your desk. Now that's an inappropriate way to say that, but
mm-hmm.
If you're gonna eat, taking a break, go eat, take a break and eat. Eating at your desk defeats the whole flipping point.
But he shouldn't have oinked at her.
No, that's an inappropriate way of doing it. But as we've seen before, there's lots of bad bosses.
Yeah.
And yeah, okay, your boss has a boss. So, I mean, before you run to HR, maybe see if you deal with your boss's boss.
Mm.
Just, use the supply chain. I get wanting to make it documented, but I also don't want to wouldn't want to make a huge ordeal out of it because, you never know what someone else is going through on any given day. So I'm not saying don't make a deal out of it. It's just if this is kind of an out of character behavior, it's different than if it's a routine thing.
I wouldn't cut him any slack.
No, and maybe he doesn't deserve it. I don't know maybe he doesn't deserve any slack. Maybe this is a long line of.
But for her own sake, I wouldn't obsess on it. I see what you're saying for her own sake.
Yeah, but I do understand.
Stand up for yourself.
Make sure it's documented. But
yeah.
You're pregnant. You got bigger things to worry about.
Yeah.
Than this bozo. You let his boss know, and you let his boss deal with it.
Yeah.
Maybe you make sure you send it in an email, so you've got the documented that you sent the boss. So if something happens later on, you've got some documentation that you at least tried to escalate it properly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or here's the thing: you ask his boss, what do you do about it? Should you go to HR or?
Are you? Yeah.
Right. You just ask what you're supposed to do in this situation, and see where it goes from there. That way, you're not making a big deal out of it. You're just kind of asking, okay, I felt this was highly inappropriate. What's the best course of action? And if that's his boss is a good boss, he'll take care of it, and you won't have much to actually have to worry about it. You'll probably get an apology with it quite quickly, right type of thing. So if his boss is any good, it's one of those things that doesn't necessarily have to go to HR, at least from you. But maybe you're in a whole dysfunctional place, and so you document it, send the thing to HR. It really kind of depends on circumstances, and if this is a character behavior trait or is this a one-off goofy thing. Maybe he was really irritated about you eating at the at the desk again. He told you not to 1,000 times, and you're still eating at your desk. Would you please go to the break room? We have that for, instead of just saying
Doubt
that.
it. Doubt it.
Well, that's how men would do it to themselves. So, and again, you're talking about someone who's not
Oh,
necessarily.
is that why you think that?
I didn't say he's not a good manager. We've crossed this. But I'm trying to explain a bad manager's behavior without it being, it doesn't have to be malicious. It can just be stupid.
Oh, okay.
Right? We're not denying that it's stupid. Right? That's a given. But at the same time, if he is frustrated that you're eating at your desk again, rather than stopping and saying, would you stop eating at your desk? We've got a break room for you to go sit at and be more comfortable. You're driving me crazy over here. Which is a conversation I have with coworkers all the time. You're driving me crazy. Why are you eating at your desk again? Eat at that one if you want to, surf the web. I get it. You want to surf the internet. Surf it at a different desk. Get a different perspective. That's the whole point of a break. Just stop taking your breaks at your desk. Take it at somebody else's desk. I don't care. Just stop taking it at yours. That's the whole point. It drives me crazy. So I'm very passionate about this.
Yes, I can tell.
So, but that is a terrible way to deal with that if that's your thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you stop eating at your desk is how you deal with that if that's your issue.
Yeah.
So it's a bad boss. All right.
All right. What's a red flag that makes you feel like quitting almost immediately?
People who can't control their emotions. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And that usually comes with they blame you for their problems or blame your team for their problems rather than accept responsibility for their team, even if it was their team, accept responsibility for their team and figuring out a way forward. Because you can't function in that way. You're never going to accomplish squat. So, and the whole point of going to work is to accomplish something. So it may be silly. It may be just to put a smile on a kid's face or an old person's face. Who knows? But maybe you work at the factory that produces playing cards. All right, all you're doing is making old people happy in old folks' homes. But you're making old people happy in old folks' homes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? At least there's a purpose. There's a point to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's for me. That's just the lack of emotional regulation.
To me, it's just a cold atmosphere where everybody just is like a machine,
Well, I can cope with that as long as everybody's, as long as it's just everybody's honest, then I can deal with that. And then it's just a job. How long you could deal with it is an open question, but you ask for, almost immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could deal with that for 6 months, 2 years, depending upon situations and compensation. There's always the amount of BS I'm willing to put up with is in direct proportion to the size of my paycheck. You pay me enough, I'll put up with damn near anything. I have lines, and sometimes they're goofy, but I admit it. Sometimes my lines are goofy, but they are what they are. And yeah, I'll turn around a big paycheck if you cross one of my goofy ass lines. And there's lines that other people wouldn't cross that I'll shrug my shoulders at and go, sure, I'll be a hatchet man if I need to be, as long as there's a point to the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I'm not doing it just to do it, as long as it's methodical and a point, yeah, sure, I'll do it. I'll go chop the 10%. I'll go tell the 10% of your worthless employees that they're gone. But am I telling your worthless employees, or am I end up firing people who have spent 20 years here and are valued people with lots of integrity and some buy-in? No, I'll fire your worst bottom 10%. Not a problem. I'll have no problem with it. Am I firing the guy who's just too old and too expensive? No, you're going to have to go do that one. I'm not doing that one. the guys who are just sitting there taking up space and wasting everybody's time, yeah, I'll fire those guys in a heartbeat. I will sleep well. Just, so, not that goes back to the regular question, but it does in a point. You know, everybody has their lines and their limits, and you find yours. Hopefully, you find it almost immediately, and you don't get stuck in a long time in a place. Find out fast and move on.
Yeah.
Okay.
How to respectfully say no.
Well, it depends on the situation, but you know, deflection usually works. Sorry, I don't have the time for that. I've got too much else on my plate. I wouldn't get it done properly. You're going to have to either get other stuff off my plate or find someone else to do it. That way you give them the option of, yes, you can move other responsibilities from me if you want this one. You know, or you can find someone who has time to do that one. Because if you just, depending upon circumstances, right? You just say no, you become the no person. But if you explain, I've got a lot on my plate, I can take it, but I need other stuff off. Otherwise, I'm going to fail at everything. Oh, okay. You're already at capacity. Sweet. We'll rearrange things. I really need you to do this project, so I'm going to rearrange things. Okay, then they really think you're the one for that project, and you're going to have to suck it up, Buttercup. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're assuming this is all honest work related. They're not asking you to steal money from old people or something. Right? We're talking. This is all honest.
Yeah. Part of the job.
Yeah, honest part of the job, and not everybody. Look, as I was talking to a coworker, you know, there's only a third of my job now that I really enjoy doing.
Yeah.
It used to be the other way around, but you know, it sometimes life like that. But hey, I still get that third. That other 2/3 lets me do that 1/3.
Yeah.
And sometimes that 2/3 an opportunity pops to help somebody that, you know, I got to make sure someone got to apply for a grant to try to do a project. I suspect he won't get it because of the way these things are given, but you never know.
He tried.
He tried, and we tried to help him. He ticked some boxes that others wouldn't, and so how these government grants work, you never know how these line up with when all the tallying is done. So, you know, depends on the quality of other entrants. Yeah, maybe not enough other people applied. He did extend the grant deadline, so maybe there's a number of applications issues. So maybe there's fewer applications than normal. So it's not impossible.
Wishing him the best.
So am I. Of course, if he gets it, then I have a lot of pain in the ass butt work to do. But that's what I mean, right? That's how I end up with 2/3 of my job not being stuff I like. Now I have to do grant compliance stuff, right? Great, yay, fun. Just because I can do it doesn't mean I like it. So, you know, but I got to enjoy helping somebody chase a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah. How can you not
love that?
Yeah, but how does that go back to respectfully say no? You just explained why you say no, especially in a work situation, right? We're talking about work situations here. You have to explain why you're saying no and kind of do it at the same time. Assuming they're asking you to do something that's rational, and you try to hang your hat on your job description. On 99% of job descriptions, they have this one little catch-all thing at the bottom of it. This is another's duties as required. Almost every job description has that in there. So unless you work for a union, you know, that's going to fall under other duties as required. So, but look at it as an opportunity to get some stuff rearranged on your thing. It also is an opportunity to prove you can do something, stretch your abilities. Mm-hmm. If you don't trust yourself, they do. Trust them. Yeah. So, but it's the old favor. I love to help, but I've got too much on my plate now. You know, we're either going to have to move stuff around or you're going to have to find somebody else. Is the best way to send you are overworked currently. Yeah. Okay.
Favoritism in the workplace. How to become the favorite?
Do your job.
Seriously. That's it.
Do your job. Do it relatively well and not require a lot of management.
Come in on time every day.
Now, there are other things you can just be a genuinely personable human being.
Yeah.
Say hello, genuinely care about other people's lives, and that's how people genuinely like you. But in workplace, just showing up, doing your job with a relatively good attitude most of the time goes a long way. You don't always have to have a great attitude. Everybody knows people have bad days, bad weeks, these kind of things. But if 9 days out of 10, you're moderate to happy person, you're gonna go far.
Yeah. Really well.
Show up on time, do your job, and try to have as best smile you can have on any given day.
That puts you ahead of like 50% of the workforce right there.
Seriously, just being on time and friendly.
What man? Where did he come from? Let's give him a raise.
Throw some confidence in there on top of it.
You're tenured for life.
Yeah, so that's my suggestions on those. All right.
Okay, management coming in sick, contagious to work.
Okay, is it actually contagious? What, coming in with the flu?
Yeah.
The cold? No, is it a cold or a flu? Those are two different things. If a flu, stay home.
Cold.
But if it's a cold, we've become overly sensitive to these things. But also, a cold is strange because he might not be contagious while still having what we consider symptoms. You're just getting all the excess stuff out. You're no longer contagious. You're just dealing with the side effects of your immune system taking time to, ramp back down.
Mm.
So if some people think that's still being contagious, may not be. But here's the thing. You do you. Sanitize your hands, put on a mask if you feel like it, and protect you. We all already know it's protecting you is what protects you. Other people aren't responsible for protecting you, because germs are a fact of life. They're everywhere. You can't get away from them. It's kind of silly to try. So just do the basics. Wash your hands. If you're really worried about the airborne stuff, slap on a mask. Wear a mask. You don't really do anything, but it'll make you feel better. But it also sends a signal to other people that you're concerned about these kind of things. Mm-hmm. Let's be honest. It's also a signal to other people, and they'll stay a little farther away from you, which is fundamentally all anybody can do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if your boss is the person who you know is sick, isn't the one who's going to get you sick. It's not. It's the person who's sick and contagious, but isn't sick yet. The person at the beginning of their sickness is the person who's far more contagious than the person's at the tail end. The person who just doesn't feel quite right, but not quite sick.
Yeah.
A little lethargic.
Yeah.
Tired. Those are the people who are contagious, and you're not paying attention to them. And so those are the people who are most likely to get you sick. Just is. Because you're staying away from the guy who's sick. You know it. You're going to stay away from him. You're going to stand far away. Right? So that's one of those things. It's a problem that just take care of it yourself, and it's less of an issue. All right. At the end of the day, you deserve a workplace that treats you like a human being, not a replaceable part. And if no one else is going to protect your boundaries, you've got to learn to protect them yourself. So from me and Love, have a good night. Please remember to love everybody.
Good night.